And welcome back to Wandering Through Wayne's World. I tell you a million times, my favorite topic is real estate. I love real estate. Having been a broker up in Jersey, having do commercial real estate, having found niches that work for people who might not have been able to buy property. With me is Doug Leedy. Is that how it's pronounced?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Epic Realty?
Yes.
Okay. We kind of connect because you guys, like me, find the way to show the investor, the buyer, the realtor, the broker, how to make a deal happen that might not normally have been able to come to fruition.
That's exactly right.
Oh, then we're done. Bye. Just kidding. Okay, so let's talk about it.
Okay.
How long are you guys doing this?
I've been doing it for 4 years, but I have a 45-year career in real estate.
Okay.
The biggest mistake I made, I was a full-time realtor for 15 years and an appraiser for 25. The biggest mistake I made in my career was I didn't invest in the very industry in which I made my living. I started too early on. Where I came from, it was a rural area. When you were an investor, you were a landlord. And it was the old days when you stayed right in your community to invest.
Right.
And so I was pretty much pigeonholed, and I didn't like being a landlord. So being young at the time, I said, well, I'll never do this again.
Yeah.
And I didn't, and it was the biggest mistake I made.
You know, it's interesting. When I started in real estate, I got my license and I started to sell houses. And I did that for about 6 months and said, you know what, real estate's not for me. I'm just not doing this. And I met a guy, I listed a 4-family. I met a guy who works at a commercial agency and had a buyer for that 4-family. And we kind of connected and became really good friends. We had about 3 years difference. His dad owned the brokerage, and he said, why don't you come do commercial? I went into his office, and I was young. And his dad was like 6'3", 350 pounds. It wasn't one day in the 6 months that I didn't get yelled at. You know, as a kid, we thought we knew everything. We knew nothing. And then finally, one day he bought a Rolls Royce. I drove it back from the dealership and I said, maybe I'm doing something wrong, because I had a little Honda. And I started to listen, and he taught me the tricks that work that are so secret, really, within the world of real estate that you open up to everybody. So you deal with everybody, but let's talk about an investor for a moment. Okay, so I'm Joe. I want to invest in real estate. Do you have a seminar? Do you have a class? How are you going to help me out?
We have a very unique business model. I don't think anyone else in the industry has one like we have. There are lots of gurus out there that you see advertised on late night TV who invite you to 3-day weekend meetings, and they pump you full of good information. But you leave, and 2 days later you've retained 10% of it, and you can't remember things, you don't know where to go from there, you call them and they immediately start to upsell you. Mm-hmm. We don't operate that way.
Okay.
We have an online education that's available 24/7. It's available for life in most instances. And our instructors are all practitioner instructors. They all make their living in real estate. They're not hired guns. So that's our education model. But the secret sauce to us that makes us different is we also have local communities of investors around the country. And we work together, and we watch out for each other, and we partner together. And it is a great business model, and in my opinion, it's the business and education model of the future. College doesn't work so much anymore.
No, surely not real estate.
No, and also, you know, it used to be when I was a kid, you got a liberal arts degree. If you get one of those today, you're virtually unemployable.
Absolutely.
But I refer to this as vocational education on steroids, because it is laser focused on real estate. And that's really what we offer, and it's the support system that makes the difference. We've got a community of investors who are doing deals all the time. They're learning, and we have all different levels.
So Joe Schmo like me, you know, I have a $50,000 a year job, nothing special, don't have a ton of money in the bank. Am I still a potential client for you?
Sure, of course.
Okay.
Our education is very reasonable. It runs from $2,000 to $20,000. The $20,000 level is really the equivalent of a PhD in real estate. It's well over 300 hours. There's just all kinds of information. And so many people don't understand all the different ways there are to invest in real estate. They know how, they've heard of flipping and wholesaling and buying an apartment and renting it, but they don't understand tax liens and deeds and notes and mortgages and how to manage big apartment complexes, how to structure deals, how to find money. They don't understand any of that. They're never taught any of that.
Well,
we go into all that.
You know, you take a real estate course, 63 hours in Florida, and they talk about that stuff, but it's brushed over. And so you're talking about 200-300 hours compared to 63 hours.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and you have a ton of information funneled into that 63 hours that is very hard to. You can't retain it. It's impossible. You know, you go. It's in the classes. You go. They teach you one course. You take a test. Another course, you take a test, and then by the time you finish, you get to the prep test. You forgot what you learned in the first,
Exactly.
and there's no support.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So,
exactly right.
So that's the $50,000 investor. What about the $1 million investor? Like the guy who's got 50 units or 100 units or 500 units. Where does he benefit?
Well, we are a national company.
Okay.
We're in 27 different cities right now, and we're growing all the time. So someone like that has a national network of investors, and we have some big hitters in our company. So if he's looking to expand a business, if he's looking for a certain kind of deal that's only maybe available in a certain area, we've got people that can work with him on that. It's hard to find.
One of the interesting things is, we're talking about investors, to do your program, you don't have to be a licensed realtor.
No, there's no license required whatsoever.
Okay. My next question is, so you have this big network. I'm the little guy. I find a deal that's a great deal. Can I network with the people within the community?
We have local meetings every week. We have trainings multiple times every week. We have funders in our group. We have investors of all sizes in our group. So if you come in with your situation, what we typically will do with you is you can take your deal to one of our people. They'll analyze it. They'll show you how to analyze it. And if it's a good deal, they'll partner with you and do the deal, and then they will help you walk through the deal as it progresses. That's the education. It's hands-on, very supportive.
You know, guys, it's very costly to get money if you don't have 800 and something credit score. And to invest in a secondary property or investment property could be quite costly, because you'll get a 5-year balloon, okay, or a 3-year balloon, and you'll be kind of nervous to be able to make those payments. And there's a lot that goes into an investment property that most people don't know about, such as a vacancy factor. So you can't put a price on the fact that your network now has a group of people who've been doing this for some time and are successful at it.
Yes.
So I'm guessing through this training, if I mess up, I have people to go to help me to figure out how to get back out of it.
We try to keep you from messing up. Yes,
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the name of the game.
Why did you start this?
I started this because, as I said earlier, the biggest mistake that I made in my career is I didn't invest in the industry that I worked in. And real estate is the biggest wealth building industry in history. And it always has been. And I just wasn't smart enough, I guess, to figure that out when I was younger. But I want to help people not make the same mistake that I made, particularly real estate professionals, but everybody today. Our economy's changing. We're transitioning from the industrial age to the information age. Jobs are going to disappear. They're already disappearing, and we're losing them to robotics, and we're soon to lose them to artificial intelligence. We've got self-driving cars now. It's stuff that it was science fiction 10 years ago. So all of that is limiting the options that people have. But people always need a place to live. And we're in the housing business. That's what we do. So that's not going to go away. And that's what opened my eyes to this, is that this thing is changing and it's come right into our wheelhouse. And now we're in a perfect storm because we've got this education that is internet-based, that is available 24/7. We back it up with a local support system. All of the ingredients that you're looking for to change your life, to change the way you're living, to change the kind of income you're making is here. It's right here. It's like a perfect storm. It's all come together, and we have a business in a box. That's the solution. We have some terrific success stories that have happened. And the two guys that run our community both came to this country 20 years ago and didn't speak a word of English. And now they are wealthy. They've done well over 300 flips. They own dozens of rental units, and they're set for life. And if someone like that can do it, then Native Americans can certainly do it too.
You know, it wasn't you and I that contacted each other to bring you here.
Right.
Okay. The gentleman that contacted your partner?
Mm-hmm. He's a, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we kind of went back and forth in the information world, online, and it was a pleasure to talk to him and kind of find out what you guys do. And being that real estate is my favorite, I thought it was just a great place for you guys to be. You know, everybody says, well, you make money in the stock market. Look, I can't hold, touch, or whatever a stock. That doesn't get it for me. People complain, oh my God, I bought my house for $210,000. It's now only worth $180. I'm losing money. Well, you didn't lose anything. You're living there, you have a roof over your head. In 3 years, it'll be $220,000. Real estate's very cyclical. So when you buy real estate, you buy it for its value. Not only, if you're buying it for your house, you can't buy it for its value of what it exactly is today, because that's your retirement for a lot of people. That's what you're going to will your kids for a lot of people. There's a lot about real estate that most people don't look at and don't understand why they should expand their real estate portfolio.
Sure.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing these are things that you teach.
Yes.
Okay. We're getting to the top of our time. If people want to find you, how do they contact you? You have a phone number or website?
We have a website. Website is epiceducation.us. We have phone numbers. Our Broward number is 754-300-7910. And the Miami-Dade number is 305-988-5144.
Guys, there's no better investment in this country than real estate. Check them out. I'm sure they'll be glad to answer any questions. My opinion is, set an appointment, go meet them in person. You'll get the same feel that I got, and you'll find out that you'll learn a lot more than we can only tell you here in about 8-10 minutes. With that, Doug, it's a pleasure.
Okay.
Epiceducation.us. We'll be right back.
Thank you.